Hello, everybody. Welcome to iBUG Buzz, episode number 732. Today is Monday, April 27th, 2026. My name is Pete Lane, and I'll be facilitating our conference tonight. The iBUG Buzz is a regular weekly open forum for folks who have questions relating to their iOS device. The iOS devices that we'll be talking about will include the iPhone, the iPad, the Apple Watch, and the Apple TV, including peripheral devices such as keyboards, headphones, Braille devices, also include iOS apps and anything relating to the iOS operating system, also include VoiceOver. We do pay particular attention to the accessibility features of iOS and most specifically to VoiceOver. So I want to welcome everybody. This is episode number 732, and I'd like to welcome all of you who are here with us live via our Zoom conference platform, as well as to those of you who may be joining us at a later date through a podcast recording. You can find out anything you need to know about iBUG. We are a 501c3 educational organization. We conduct 27 individual events every single month. They consist of training events, of which all of them are recorded for archival playback and podcast. We also conduct about a dozen social events, and you can check out everything that we offer, including our schedule of calendar events, on the ibugtoday.org website. That's ibugtoday.org. We also have a YouTube channel. That's iBUG Today. We are on X. We're on Facebook. And we have podcasts all over the Apple universe and other platforms as well. So with all of that said, I'd like to talk about a couple of events, just a few, those events that are coming up this week. You are, of course, in the iBUG Buzz, which is a weekly Monday night occurrence. It runs from 7 until 9 p.m. Central Time, and all of the times that I'll be spouting off here are in the Central Time Zone. At the midpoint of tonight's iBUG Buzz, we will have a visit from our iBUG guy, who will come in and give us some clues through which we will identify the movie that will be coming up this coming Friday night. I'll give you more details on that in a moment. Following the iBUG Buzz tonight at 9 p.m., we will join the AfterBuzz team and all of our iBUG friends and family members for a casual, non-technological chat, just a relaxing evening where we don't talk about technology. Stick around right after the iBUG Buzz for that. We've got more events coming up tomorrow. We've got two events beginning at 5 Central from 5 to 6. We have the iBUG Mini Buzz. That is an open forum, much like tonight will be. But the topic for tomorrow night's iBUG Mini Buzz will be hardware, anything that can be connected to your iOS device, such as smart glasses, home devices, things along those lines. Tuesday, that's the 28th of April. Later tomorrow night from 7 until 8:30, join us for Mac and Talk. If you have a Mac, or if you're thinking about getting a Mac and you have any questions whatsoever, this is the place to be. The title, again, of the event is Mac and Talk, and it is hosted by our own Chanel Allen. We're idle, meaning we have nothing to do on Wednesday night or Thursday night of this week. But coming up Friday, as we do each and every Friday night, we will have our Friday night at the virtual movies. We don't know what the movie will be quite yet, but the pre-movie activities, which will include Argle Bargle. Find out what Argle Bargle is. Come on in and join us. It's fun. We also have music games, Name That Tune. We have bad jokes. And then the movie will start promptly at 8 p.m. Central Time. When the movie is completed, we join everybody after the movie for a discussion. Open comments on what you thought of the movie, questions and comments, to be followed by Trivia Buzz. That'll close out the evening on Friday night. Coming up on Saturday, we have something this Saturday. Coming up Saturday night at 7 Central from 7 until 9, is iBUG Unplugged. And the topic for this week's iBUG Unplugged chat will be embarrassing moments. I'd like to say I've had a few. How about you, Sonia? You've had an embarrassing moment or two in your lifetime?
Too many to count.
Too many to count. Anyway, that's a lot of fun. So join us on Saturday night from 7 until 9 for iBUG Unplugged. And that's it for the weekend. We'll be back again here next Monday night, same time, same bat channel for next week's iBUG Buzz. We also have our fundraising project. iBUG Today is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We have to find funding somewhere, and this is one main way that we collect funds. This is the $500 shopping spree, where for the purchase of one ticket for only $10, you can enter the drawing for the iBUG $500 shopping spree. And for a mere cost of $50, you can purchase 6 tickets, increase your chances of being pulled in the drawing. This is a $500 gift certificate for Apple, Google Store, or Amazon. Well worth the price of a ticket. You can find all the information you need to sign up, join the drawing, and how to pay on the iBUG website. Again, iBUG website is ibugtoday.org. So with all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and let everybody come off mute and say hi, where you're calling from, and let me know if you're a first-time caller for iBUG. My name is Pete Lane, and I'm in Jacksonville, Florida.
This is Pat from Ohio.
Hi, Pat. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hello, John. Welcome.
This is Vanessa, Georgia.
Welcome, everybody.
Hi.
Jake in Michigan.
Jake, welcome.
Thank you.
And Brian in Ontario.
Brian,
I don't
welcome.
think this is my first time.
No, I don't think so.
This is Herbie in Houston. And Pete, don't you know that Sandhya is practically perfect in every way?
I know. That's why I had to ask her just to see. You know?
Well, I'll just say it was nice knowing you.
Welcome to you, Herbie. Who else is with us?
Sarah, Norman,
Welcome,
Sarah,
both of
Norman,
you.
Oklahoma.
Welcome,
Okay.
Sarah.
Gary in Austin.
Hey, Gary in Austin. Welcome. Welcome.
This is Pete in the Woodlands, Texas, just north of Houston.
Welcome, Pete. This is Pete. Nice to have you.
Pete and repeat.
Pete and repeat. You got it.
This is Mo in Texas.
Hello, Mo. Welcome.
Oh, hi. This is Betty in Boulder, Colorado.
Welcome, Eddie.
This is Robert in Chandler, Arizona.
Welcome to you, Robert.
This is Helene in Woodstock, New York.
Hi, Helene. Welcome.
Hi, thanks.
This is Dee up here in Southern Illinois.
Hello, Dee. Welcome.
Hello.
Randy, currently in New Jersey.
Currently in New Jersey? What are you doing there? Welcome, Randy. Never mind that question. Julie. Welcome, Jules.
This is Desi in Franklin, Tennessee.
Hi, Desi.
Hey, Pete.
This is Gloria in Houston.
Welcome to you, Gloria.
This is Ned in Texas.
Welcome, Ned.
Thank you.
This is Ed in Georgetown, Ontario, Canada.
Welcome to you, Ed.
Thank you.
This is Mary Alice in Pennsylvania.
Hello, Mary Alice. Welcome.
Sarah from Texas.
Welcome, Sarah. And who else was from Texas?
Linda in
Texas. Linda.
Texas.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Jody in New Hampshire.
Welcome, Jody.
Thank you, Pete.
Cindy from Chicago.
Welcome, Cindy.
Cynthia from Texas.
Welcome, Cynthia.
This is Carrie in Tucson, Arizona.
Hello, Carrie. Welcome back.
Dawn from Houston.
Welcome, Dawn.
Rosetta Stone from Conyers, Georgia.
Welcome, Rosetta.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Paul in Columbus.
Oh, Paul, welcome.
Sandhya in Houston.
Welcome, Sandhya.
Brenda from Tulsa.
Hey, Brenda, welcome.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Luis, Indiana.
Hola, Luis. Welcome. Who else? All right, we'll call it quits right there. If you didn't have an opportunity to say hi, we'll have another chance at the top of the hour. So right now, let's get down to business with our prime time programming. Who would like to kick us off with the lucky number 1 question of the evening?
This is Gloria.
Okay, Gloria, what do you have for us?
Okay. All of a sudden, one of my apps just became enlarged. I restarted, I removed it and re-downloaded, and it's nothing happened. It still remained enlarged. I don't know what I did or didn't do. So I need help.
My goodness, you say enlarged, like it got bigger?
Yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
You're growing apps over there, are you?
Yeah. All the other apps are the regular size, but this one, 3 words fill up the screen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, who can help Gloria with a little bit of info on her app growth?
Oh, this is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
I think the most important question, though, is does it affect how it works with VoiceOver?
Mm-hmm. You seeing there are no other effects on it, Gloria?
No, it doesn't affect VoiceOver. No, because
you have vision, I guess, right? So you can see it.
Yes, I have a little
vision. So you can see
vision.
it's bigger. Yeah.
Yes.
This is Herbie.
Ahead. Yeah, go Herbie.
I mean, maybe the app has like a full screen mode or whatever, but I would say if it's still working with VoiceOver, then that's the important thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a good thing it's still functioning. Any other thoughts, anybody, on why it might have gotten larger?
It's just that one moment it was the regular size as the others, and I was using it with VoiceOver. And then when I turned it on again, it was large because I was swiping and I realized that, there was a problem. And that's when
Well, this is Herbie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Chanel's played with the app, but just 2 things, and I'll be good. First of all, I think it's it's supposed to be, how I think the app is supposed to have a visual representation of where your ride is. So, that's probably why it's filling up the screen. Because we deal with VoiceOver with this call, I thought anyway, I would say go back to my original point that if it's still working with VoiceOver, that's what actually matters. But but it's probably maybe doing what it's designed, or I don't know. That's you might want to ask sighted people, I guess, what their experience with the app is. That's my opinion.
All right.
Anyway.
Yeah, you might want to play around on the screen, Gloria, and see if there's settings. Maybe dig into your settings on the app if it has a tab or a button that says settings, and just go in there and look around and see if there's anything that might have to do with large print or large font or enlarged screen or something like that. It looks like we're coming up empty here.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll get someone who is much more sighted than I am.
That would probably be a good start.
Probably help me.
Well, good luck to you, Gloria.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. We were open for another question. Who has a question for us?
I'm going to jump in if I can. This is Pete down in the Woodlands outside Houston. And
sure,
I'm
Pete. Go right ahead.
Just brand new to the group, but I'm co-leader with Chris Harbuck, who's new, was on here too. And we in our group, which has been around for about 10 months now, have a gentleman who 44 years old, totally blind. He had a little bit of vision in elementary school from retina, whatever, of prematurity. He lives in an apartment with his parents. They don't drive. They don't really speak much English and don't know much on computers either. Never had any technology his whole life at 44 years old, and all of a sudden was given a brand new iPhone 17e. And I met with him Friday. We went to the Apple store. They helped me get it out of the box and get it set up. But everybody in the Apple store at the Genius Bar kept saying, well, push this button here, push this button here. And I kept saying, he can't even see which way he's holding the phone. He needs more help.
Right.
So we got the Apple, the low vision accessibility line on the phone with us. And the problem is the Apple store was a doggone noisy. We really couldn't get much help from there. We did get him set up, so he is using Siri, and he can use it to make phone calls. And we put 20 numbers in there for him of friends. He's made text calls, made texts. Beyond that, what do you all recommend for somebody that is absolutely brand new to anything to do with technology? Where would you all suggest going? And I'm going to get back to the Apple online program again, the phone number, the accessibility.
Good, yeah, the Apple accessibility phone number.
Obviously, I've got geographic atrophy, and I'm just in the early stages of losing my vision, but so I can at least see his phone. But I'm going to just ask. I'm going to shut up and ask for suggestions. What do you do with a man like this that has absolutely no experience?
Well, the iBUG organization that we're with here tonight does have a program called the Jumpstart Mentoring Program, which connects new users, such as he, to experienced users among our current membership. And they work one-on-one with the new users, and that might be a good opportunity for him to chat on a regular basis with an experienced iPhone user. And he'll have to learn VoiceOver. That's the accessibility medium that we focus on here. If you go to our website, Pete, which is ibugtoday.org,
right,
you'll go on there and look for the Jumpstart Mentor Program, and you'll see a registration form. You can help him fill it out from there, and then he would get connected with one of our experienced folks and get started on that. So that's probably a good idea. Anyone out there have any other suggestions for this individual that Pete's referring to as far as somebody who's absolutely brand new to technology? Yes, Sandhya.
Yeah, just one caveat on our mentor program. There is, a waiting list, so it wouldn't be instantaneous. And then also, we have several requirements because all of the training would be virtual. So we can talk more offline about this, but you can get in your application. But there does have to be some infrastructure. We need like a Wi-Fi. He has to have another form of communication. So there are some other considerations too. So
it may be that I or someone's going to have to be with him that
right.
can
So
help.
let's talk more offline. I've got your info, so we'll do that. Thank you.
All right, we're looking for a fresh question, new topic. Who's got it for us?
This is Cindy.
I heard Cindy. Go ahead, Cindy.
My home page, I have in display and brightness. It's set for a 5-minute walk, but my home page is going dark within a minute or less for some reason.
Okay. Who can help Cindy extend or maybe resolve that quick darkening of her home screen? This is in the auto brightness, the time that you set. Now you've set it for 5 minutes, but It's going a lot quicker than that. It's going, your home screen is turning off. Who can help?
Yes,
Cindy
this is
with
Cindy.
That?
Yes.
Who can help Cindy with that, guys?
Gary.
Yeah, Gary.
Okay, I thought on that. I had that happen, and it turned out that I had lower power mode on, which I couldn't figure out why is it doing it, because my phone was 50 or 60% at the time.
Yeah,
and my phone had inadvertently run out of juice, and so when I restarted it, it turned on low power mode. So that could be a place to look and see if that has been turned on.
Okay, and that would be in battery settings.
Battery settings, and it's a ways into battery settings, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. Cindy, have you looked? Has your power been low on your phone? Has your battery level by any chance when this is happening?
No. I also thought of trying to get into control panel and checking something there.
Another thought, since Gary mentioned low power mode, there's also a setting called adaptive power mode, which is also in your battery settings screen. And this is, I have turned mine on, and it's signaling me at the oddest times, but it's actually a way that iPhone takes steps to reduce battery usage in anticipation that you may be going into a low battery time toward the middle or the end of the day. So go into battery settings and check, first of all, for low power mode and also adaptive power mode, Cindy, just to humor us at least. Any other thoughts on the 5-minute screen time that seems to be shutting down prior to 5 minutes? Anyone else? Any other thoughts, guys? Yes, Pat.
Sometimes that is annoying if you're conducting a meeting and need to refer to notes. But if I'm in a meeting, I go to the display brightness setting and change it to
never.
No, to never. If I'm doing something important and I need to not have to keep doing it, opening it back up.
Good point.
But someone the other day was having issues and they had airplane mode on, but obviously that isn't going on because she got in the Zoom room. But, there's different settings. Make sure after an update it didn't change your setting.
Yeah, Cindy, I would suggest, thank you, Pat. Good suggestion. Cindy, I would suggest you go back in there to your brightness and screen time and just maybe turn it to never or turn it to 1 minute. Just change it somehow. And maybe then set it back to 5 minutes. If you're set on 5 minutes and you want it to be there, then I would change it to something else and keep it there for a while, and then change it back to 5 minutes, and maybe it'll kind of reset the 5 minute mark so it stays in there. I'm just thinking out loud. But again, remember, you can change it to never, and then it will never go off. But then you've got to be very diligent that you turn your iPhone off, because otherwise it will stay on and your battery will go bad quickly.
This is
I'm
Jody.
sorry. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, Jody.
Another thing, too, is there's 2 steps. The first step is dim, and then the second step is lock. So when your phone first turns off, it's in the dim mode, and if you tap the screen anywhere, it will bring it back up again. It's, so there's actually 2 steps. There's dim, and then there's lock.
I think Gary was trying to say something.
Okay. Go ahead, Gary. Was that Gary, did you say, Herbie?
Yeah, I was just Gary. Yeah, I was
Go ahead.
doing something else. I was opening a call. Anyway.
How dare you distract your attention?
Well, I wanted a cup of coffee, so I was opening a new thing. Anyway, low power mode goes until it's 80% if it's turned on. So that's another thing. If you your phone could have been below 80% also.
Low power mode kicks in at 20%. Is that what you said?
I mean, it stops at 80%. It turns off at 80%.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, Cindy, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to thank you for the 3 suggestions. Is dim an option in display and brightness?
I don't believe so. Jody, can you elaborate on that?
Yeah, dim is just one of the automatic steps. So when your phone goes to shut down, the first step is dim, and then it
stays there for what, 10 seconds or so?
Then it will lock.
Yeah, only briefly though, Cindy. So that's not an option in that setting, Cindy, where you went for your 5 minutes. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and never.
Yeah.
I keep mine on never, but I'm pretty diligent about turning off my iPhone when I'm not using it. So the battery.
Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Jody, Gary, appreciate it. Thanks, Herbie. All right, who's got a fresh question for us? We are ready. Anything.
This is Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
First of all, I wanted to ask
ask a quick question on the earlier stuff about the Jumpstart mentor program.
Mm-hmm.
If you ever wanted to be a mentor, how would you have to go about, or are there only certain people that do that?
No, there's anybody who feels that you're qualified to do it. If you're feeling good about your iPhone skills, I think you would do it on the same area in the web page, if I'm not mistaken. Sandy, I don't know if you're still listening.
Yeah,
How to become a mentor?
Yes, this is Sonia.
Mm-hmm.
There is a comparable application for mentors. So, yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, go to the webpage, ibugtoday.org, Sarah.
Okay. And then as for my tech question for tonight, and I think we talked about this several Buzz episodes ago, but I can't really remember for sure. But I was trying to read an article last night on Safari, and I kept coming up on stupid advertisements. And when you try to get past those within the article, and sometimes VoiceOver just starts acting silly, like, or it skips, you try to swipe right and keep going past where it's saying insertion, with advertisement. And then it makes you lose your place and you have to find the place in the article again.
Mm-hmm.
How do you navigate around advertisements? And also, can you turn off ads in Safari? I don't know if you can do that or not.
Couple of good questions. Who'd like to help Sarah?
This is Herbie.
Yes, Herbie.
Your big friend is reader mode, and that will eliminate a lot of the advertisements. And because that'll just bring up the text of a website. So when you're reading articles, that is going to be your friend.
Are you familiar with reader mode, Sarah, in Safari?
This is Sarah.
Yes.
Yes, I am, and I do like it a lot. This particular article did not say reader available, so I was just, I mean, maybe. I mean, I've had VoiceOver say that to me before, and so then I'll use it. But this one did not say it.
Yeah, the reader mode, as Herbie referred to, is at the top of your website, generally way up by the address bar, at the search bar at the very top, or usually at the top of the website, and you'll see reader mode. You'll also see, I think it's called text reader, which is an automatic reader mode, which will generate a built-in voice that iOS will read your stories or articles for you. But reader mode is something that you can enable or you can set to enable whenever you open any website or just on particular websites. Anybody have any other thoughts for Sarah on how to maybe quelch those active advertisements? Because it's the active ones that you're talking about.
This is Sarah in Vermont.
Yes, Sarah in Vermont.
I find the reader mode down on the lower left, which is basically, it says menu.
Okay.
And there's one, I don't know what it's called. I forget what it's called, where it basically says it's something that takes away distractions, picture images and stuff like that. Anybody? You know what it's called?
Good. Yeah, I don't remember.
It's like take away. It's something
in that
about
same
distractions.
Little section, though, right? Yeah, with the reader. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Look for that, Sarah, when you're, and it can be, that reader mode can be elsewhere on the page, not just in the top. I think it depends on where your search bar is, your address bar.
And this
Safari.
is Herbie.
Yeah, Herbie.
There are third-party apps as well that can do strip out stuff. Firefox Focus is one that I used to use. Haven't played with it in a while because I really don't read much articles on my phone per se these days, but there are third-party apps that can also do some stripping of advertisements and stuff too, or try to. But
I have had some success with an item that's in the iOS VoiceOver settings under Rotor Items, Sarah, at the very bottom of your Rotor Items list. And these are items that you can choose to include or not include in your rotor. At the very bottom is one called Toggle Live Regions and Announcements. And I have found, and I don't know that this is the answer, but I have found that when you turn toggle live regions off, and I put it in my rotor, and then when you flick up and down on that rotor item, it will toggle it on and off. When I turn it off, it tends to, it seems to shut down those active ads, the ones that seem to be jumping in and keep your screen active and interfere with everything that your voiceover is reading. So you might go into settings, accessibility, voiceover, and then go all the way down to rotor and double tap on rotor and flick twice and you'll get to rotor items. And there's your list of various items, and go to the bottom and try toggle live regions and announcements and maybe add it to your rotor or at least turn it off in that list. Any other thoughts?
Sarah.
Yes, Sarah.
Thank you very much for all the advice. And yes,
let us know if any of that stuff works.
I will. I'm very familiar with the rotor and all that stuff. So I may have to go check that out. I appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you very much.
This is Sri.
Hey, Sri.
Just a curiosity question about that one particular settings you were mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
Is that setting I thought was used for if you're trying to get like automated live scores on a web page, like if you're watching a game and it's updating the scores of the plays, play by play?
That could be. As I said, I'm not really familiar with it. Yeah, Herbie.
Those ads are definitely moving ads and trying to do live pop-ups, so it's probably like I don't see why it wouldn't work, and that's a great thing to try, actually.
Yeah,
because those ads are live things. They are.
They're
so
active.
It would be like
they're
an
always
active score in a
updating,
baseball game or whatever. So
have you tried it, Sri? I know we talked on that chat list yesterday. You mentioned it and I mentioned it, but have you had any experience since yesterday?
Well, I've used it. Excuse me. I've used it before, where I was listening to a game where it was telling me play by play, and I didn't have to refresh the website. It would just constantly update that live portion of it, constantly changing. That's what I used it for.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if turning it off has the added benefit of calming down, of turning off other live ads and things like that. I don't know. I just seem to have had somebody suggested it to me once, and I tried it and turned it off, and it seemed to resolve the issue I was having on a particular website. Because there was an ad coming in, and every time VoiceOver, I put a read all on VoiceOver, and it was going down the website until it got to this ad, and every time the ad updated or the time clock or something for the YouTube video that it was playing, it would interrupt VoiceOver. So it seemed to help with that. I don't know if that's the purpose for it or not.
Randy.
Sarah's going to research that as her homework for next week, so we'll find out then. Yeah, Randy.
Yeah, I've used it on Amazon because nowadays when you find an item in Amazon and you open it up and you try to get down to the detail, there's all this media content buried in between in the listing. So when you turn live regions off, I skip past all of that and get right to the details of the product.
You found some success in that? You think it might work on a regular Safari website too?
If there's moving, as I think Herbie was saying, if there's like moving ads and things that are trying to get your attention.
Or live scores, like Sri's talking about,
But in some places, people want the live score, so just depends on what your use case is.
Anybody else have any experience with live regions, the rotor item?
Christina?
Yes, Christina.
I have used it to basically similar to how you have, where I turned live regions and announcements off when basically VoiceOver kept interrupting something I was trying to read. And usually it is an ad. And I've also, like Randy, I also have it turned off in Amazon, the Amazon app as well, because you'd swipe in and then it would constantly start reading something else. It's hard to explain, but turning that off made a big difference. And then just as a side note, I have had some success where when I'm on a web page that I can't seem to get VoiceOver to read properly because of the ads, even in reader mode, and I will ask the S lady to read the article to me. And that can be successful sometimes.
Okay.
So that's, I have used that on occasion.
There's another possible solution for you, Sarah, to your question. All right.
This is Sarah.
Thank you, Christina. Yes, Sarah.
I am really excited about checking out this live region thing.
Yeah, those.
Thank you guys so much. It
We'll
sounds
give it a
like
try,
that.
and again, report back to us next week.
I will. That's my homework.
You got it.
I'll do it.
Right.
Now, does VoiceOver, if she doesn't say reader available, like she used to say that, but like if she doesn't say that, does that mean it's not available? Or
I think that's the case. Yes, that maybe that website doesn't offer it.
Okay.
Christina?
Yes, Christina.
I don't always hear reader available, but if it is available, so I always check. So on the address bar for Safari, why is it that I can't think of? I think it's called page settings. That button, if you when you swipe down on it, you can change it to reader mode, and sometimes it doesn't show up there. But if I go ahead and double tap that and go into the settings for that page, I will see the reader mode there, and then I can double tap it, and then it works. So it's really strange.
I wonder if it's not there because you have it turned on permanently for all websites.
I don't know, but sometimes it's not there.
That's one option that I think is available, isn't it? You can opt to turn it on for all websites. Yes, Christina.
Maybe. I know I can do it website by website, though, to have it permanently stay on. But sometimes it doesn't always tell me that it's available, even if I can change it to reader mode. And then just one other side note that I have done also before when I have a really challenging article is I've sent it to VoiceStream Reader because sometimes it can do a pretty good job of stripping out a lot of stuff as well. So
good. All right. Well, thank you, Christina. Thank you, everyone else. Let's open up the floor for a fresh question. Who's got one for us?
Thomas in Colorado.
Thomas, welcome, sir. What do you have?
Good evening. So I'm just wondering real quick, does anybody know where they put the, in the text message where you could send a message later? It used to be next to the message box in apps, but that is now a hide button, and I don't know where the send later button is.
I'm sure
does anybody know where that is?
I'm sure we can find somebody who can dig it up for you. Yes, sir, Randy.
Yes, I did a presentation on that back in September. What you do is when you're in the text message field that this message, you can flick once to the left and you hear app. You double tap on apps, click down about 3 or 4 times and you'll see send later. The caveat to that is you will see that if the person you're doing this has an iPhone or Apple device. Otherwise, it will not show up. If it doesn't show up, then that means that person does not have an Apple device associated with their contact information.
Okay, Brooks, are you saying you've tapped on apps and you don't find it? Yes, Thomas, sorry.
Yeah, so when I see that, it doesn't say apps anymore. It says add. And when I click on it, it's wanting to add a contact, even if I've written a message.
Randy.
Yes, Randy.
Unless Sarah wanted to add something.
Well, go, Randy, and then we'll get to Sarah.
So once again, if you're in the text message, you're talking about if you're reading a message from somebody and in between the message will say add, which meaning the message came in from a phone number. But what I'm talking about is you're in the text field is editing. You flick left once while the text field is editing, and you'll see add. You'll see apps, APPS. You'll double tap and you'll see different choices. But about the 4th or 5th one down, you'll see is send later. If the contact you're then doing this has an Apple device associated with that information contact.
So you actually have to be in the text field as if you're replying with a text message.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You think that might
Got
be
it.
where
I
you
will
were?
look at that. Yeah, I'll look at that
Thomas.
and
Good.
see what I come up with. So thanks.
Right. And Sarah, what did you want to add?
This is Sarah.
Yes.
In the text, I have just started doing this recently, actually. So it's funny that this came up. I Googled how to send messages later. But actually, Randy, the button to the left of my text field does say add, not apps. But anyway, you hit add, and then you can go down a few, swipe down a few times, right a few times, and you'll see send later. So I don't know if your phone says apps still. I remember when my phone did say apps, but that was a while ago. I think it said add for a while, but I don't know. That's just what my phone's doing.
Yeah, I knew it did say apps not too long ago. So
This is Sarah.
yes, Sarah from Vermont.
That one.
That one.
That one. I did just check, and because I was pretty sure it said add ADD, and it does.
Interesting. Yeah. Were you also able to find send later?
Yeah, it's further down. It's more like, I don't know, 4 or 5.
Did you first have to tap on add to kind of open up?
Yes, to bring up the list, and then you keep swiping to the right till you get to.
So Thomas, it sounds like you still tap on add instead of apps, but you just have to keep flicking to the right until you go down the list a little farther, and you should find the send later feature.
And then it gives you, how much later. Right. Gives you the option of what to,
gives you
what to put in.
presets, or you get to choose your date and time. Good.
This is Thomas real quick.
Yes, sir.
Just as you guys were talking that through, I did it in my message, and I did see that. So thanks.
Excellent. Great. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Sarah, for edifying us on that, and everybody else who chimed in. All right. We've got plenty of time for a fresh question. Who would like to hit us with our next question?
This is Robert.
Did I hear Robert first? Was that Robert? Yes. Go right ahead, sir.
Okay. And matter of fact, it's another messages question. The only time I've ever used the rotor in messages is either to edit something that I'm typing, which that I can do, but I get a link usually to a website that takes me to a Safari thing. So I can set my rotor to links, swipe up or down until I get the link, and then it usually opens. This time the text message was sending me a phone number, and it said link. It also, and another link said date after, but it said phone number. And there were several phone numbers, and I went to links, and I could swipe through and navigate to the different links. But when I tapped on a link that I had landed on, it didn't do anything. It didn't go to the phone. So what do I do to get it to make a phone call or do something with what's a link to a phone?
So it was actually a phone number, but it was in the links rotor. Is what you're saying.
It was in the message. It was a link, and as I voice-overed through the message, it read the phone number, said the phone number to so-and-so is, and then read the phone number and said link. So I know. So I set the rotor.
It didn't take you anywhere. It didn't ring.
But it didn't take me anywhere.
Any thoughts on Robert's link versus phone number dilemma? Stuck in the middle, right, Robert?
As usual.
Yeah, Christina, we have let's go with Christina.
You know what? I'm not sure if it's still happening to me, but I have had that exact same problem. I go into the rotor, go to links, swipe down to the number, double tap, and just nothing. It won't do anything. So when that's happened, I've had to do, when I go to links, swipe down, and I hear the phone number, I will do the 3-finger quadruple tap to copy that number to the clipboard.
Into your phone.
Then I go into the phone app, go to the keypad, and paste it in there.
That's certainly a workaround, Robert.
That is the workaround.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's still happening, but I know for sure that was happening to me on iOS 18. So
a question of my own here. So you're going to the links rotor and you're flicking down and you're actually finding phone numbers. Are you also finding other links like URLs in amongst the phone numbers, either of you? Robert, Christina?
Yeah, I have found links to websites.
Right.
Not in this particular email that I was referring to. The email had several phone numbers in it.
But just phone numbers.
You get it. So there was, phone number 1, and then phone number 2, phone number 3.
Yeah.
And you were asked to, it was a calling list.
Okay.
And so I said, well, this is navigation. So I set the rotor to links, and I decided to start down a couple because, so I set it to rotor. I did my flicks and I heard one number, next number, got to the third number, and I did a double tap thinking it was going to call, and it didn't call.
Right.
And I tried it on all the different numbers.
Okay.
And I don't know what to do.
Right. Thank you, Robert. Who else chimed in earlier? Was that Sarah? At the same time, Christina did, and does anyone else have a thought on this?
Pat.
Yeah, Pat.
I think one of these last updates has added different things because, like the ad in the text messages, there's different swipes. I accidentally just was swiping and got it to activate, and it opened a link. I wasn't sure exactly what I did, but I think they've changed some things, and I haven't totally figured it out yet.
You just have that magic touch, Pat.
It's annoying that they update and change things, and you don't know what they've done.
Yes, I just updated to
26.4.2.
2. Yes.
Yeah.
I just did. So
something to look forward to.
Let me go play with it and see if I can figure something else out.
Come back and clear us up on it, Robert. Thank you.
I'll try.
All right, we've got time for another question. Who's got a fresh one for us?
This is Marcia.
Yes, Marcia.
My husband was trying to in my Apple, when I go to Planet Fitness, I go to Apple and play my library, and I got bored with the songs, and he doesn't do it that often. He had an awful time, and can you tell me how to, number one, delete the ones that are in there, and number two, I sent him a list of the albums, but some of them are individual songs. So can you talk about that?
I'm not sure I got your question. So this is at Planet Fitness, did you say?
Well, when I go to Planet Fitness, I use the Apple icon to go to my library, and I have songs in there. And he was trying to delete the old ones that he had put on there.
And who is he?
My husband.
Oh, okay. All right. So you have a playlist. Is that what you're saying? And you want to know how to adjust it?
I don't do it as a playlist. I just put them in there, and it has albums or artists
or radio, possibly.
This is Herbie.
Well,
yeah, Herbie. Let Herbie jump in here, Marcia.
So if it uses Apple Music, the actual app, then deleting from the library is not an issue. You can either try swiping down on the album to see if there's an option to remove from library, or you can also do a 3-finger double tap. A 1-finger triple tap on the album or song, and there will be an option to remove from library that way. So if it uses the Apple Music app itself, then that'd be...
And you are in the Apple Music app, are you not, Marcia? You have Apple Music.
I do have Apple Music, and I can go to the Apple into my library, and then I see the artist, I see the albums, I see the songs.
Right. Well, what Herbie just suggested is that you can go to any one of those three. I assume you can do it for artists and albums as well as songs, and perform a 1-finger triple tap, 1, 2, 3, on the song or the artist or the album. And one of the options in the menu that pops up is remove from library. Is that what you said, Herbie?
Correct.
Yes.
And yep. And you might also have the option to, some of them will also have options to let you swipe up or down. So that's what I would look into as well. So,
well, there's a good way to remove something from that library playlist, or it's not a playlist, Marcia.
So now on my computer, I have a thing called music albums. And so I sent him a list of some new ones that I wanted to put in the library. What do you do about that?
What kind of is it? A Apple computer?
It's a PC.
Are you also looking
Herbie.
at Apple Music on your Mac?
I don't have a Mac. I have a PC.
Okay,
this is
go
Herbie.
ahead, Herbie.
So, do you actually subscribe to Apple Music?
I do. I just do what came with it. I didn't subscribe. I don't think I did. Greg was helping me at that time, and I don't remember all that we did.
That'd be a good question to talk to Greg about then, because he knows what you're subscribed to. Because if you're subscribed to Apple Music, then you don't need a computer at all. You would just use the music app to search for what you want and add the songs to your library. But beyond that,
I want the songs. Excuse me. I want the songs on the computer to be transferred to the library. And I thought sometime he put them in iTunes, and then iTunes was connected to it.
Yeah, so I was going to say you would need iTunes for that. And that's a whole nother thing well beyond the scope of this call.
Yeah,
okay.
For sure.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Marcia, good luck to you. We've got a time for a quick question. Who's got a quickie?
Randy.
Yes, sir.
I just want to thank everyone for keeping me honest about the changing of the word from apps to app in the text messages section. So thank you very much for doing that.
I think that was Sarah in Vermont, as opposed to all and other Sarahs. Thank you, Sarah, says Randy.
This is Marcia. I just want to say one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Last week, Randy and John changed my life because when I put my phone in my fanny pack, it went all wonky to places. So they showed me how to put the lock screen on. And then you might have said, then you tap to wake. And it's been a lifesaver. It's so much wonderful. Thank you.
That's very nice. Glad they could help. Sure wasn't me. Thanks, Marcia. All right, we're getting close to the top of the hour. Let's give those who had not said hi earlier an opportunity. If you have not said hi and tell us who you are and where you're calling from, please do so now.
This is Mary, Pennsylvania.
Welcome, Mary.
Hi.
Christina, Colorado.
Welcome, Christina.
Thomas, Colorado.
Welcome, Thomas.
Sri, Virginia.
Hey, Sri, welcome.
Elizabeth, Newfoundland, Labrador.
Elizabeth, welcome to you.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Gina from California.
Hi, Gina. Welcome to you. Are you new, or do I know you?
Yes, I am.
Well, how did you hear about iBUG?
Mary Alice invited me.
Mary Alice. You know Mary Alice all the way out from California. How about that?
And she's helping with my Braille lessons.
Great.
Yeah.
I get around, Pete.
Of course you do. We already knew that. I won't say any more about that. Thank you. Welcome, Gina. Welcome
Thank you.
aboard. You're welcome. Anyone
Linda
else?
from Ohio.
Linda, welcome back to you. Anyone else?
Cheryl, Ohio.
Hey, Cheryl, welcome.
Thanks.
Dale from Ohio.
Wow, the state of Ohio is showing up. Welcome, Dale.
Thank you.
Pat, you want to say hi?
This is Pat. Hi, all you Ohioans. Some of you I know.
Pat's from Ohio. Whoever just raised your hand, we do not use raised hands, so if you just want to come off mute and say hi. Roy, who was that, Roy? Who just said hi? I'm sorry.
John, BC, Canada.
Welcome, John.
Audio now unmuted.
Jim, South Carolina.
Welcome, Jim.
None. Mute my audio.
Anyone else?
Chris from
Texas.
Chris from Texas. Not the one and only Chris from. Okay. Welcome to you, Chris. Anyone else? Just want to say hi and tell us where you're from. Okay. Well, welcome to everyone. At this point, I'd like to open up the microphone to our own iBUG guy. He's here to enlighten us with some enlightened clues. Michael, Mr. iBUG guy, are you present with us?
Yes. We're back again for another great night. Wow, there's a lot of people here tonight. You guys sound so wonderful. Just love listening to all of you people. Share your knowledge. You sound smart. All right, let's see. We've got some clues, but I haven't done a fun fact in a while, so why don't we try one tonight? Let's see. Most of you know, if you ever go grocery shopping, the price of groceries have gone up quite a bit since COVID first happened. And they kind of bounce around a little bit, but they've continued to go up. What I want to know, if anybody knows, what in the United States, what are the most expensive grocery stores? These are mostly chains. They could be localized chains. They could be national chains.
This is Mary Alice.
Yeah, Mary Alice. What's
Wegmans?
Wegmans, okay.
Louis, Indiana, Whole Foods.
Louisiana, Whole Foods. Yeah. I've heard of them. Anybody else?
Pete, Publix.
Publix, okay.
El Salvador, 9:01 p.m. Monday, April 20.
All right. Well, let's see. According, Consumer Reports went out and did a study, and they actually used Walmart grocery stores as the average price range of stores. And looking at that, we're just going to do the top three. First, coming in at 3, the third most highest price, most expensive grocery store is actually in the state of Texas, a Texas-based store called El Rancho. It's actually 30.1% higher than Walmart groceries. So you probably don't want to go to El Rancho. Oh, then look at this. I heard a few of our people up in the New England states. There's a New England-based, I don't know, I've never heard of it. Maybe you guys have. Shaw's. Anybody heard of Shaw's up in New England?
Yep. This is Sarah. And
so they are number 2 most expensive store. 31.9% above the Walmart average. And coming in at number 1 is, I heard somebody say it, it is Whole Foods. Whole Foods, yes.
Sometimes referred to as whole paycheck.
Luis. Good job,
way
Luis.
to go, Luis. Coming in at 39.7%.
Yes.
Yeah, 39.7% above the average. So, yeah, you're paying quite a bit when you go to Whole Foods. All right, anyway, there we go. That's the fun facts. Maybe next time we'll look at the 3 most cheapest stores that get down under the Walmart prices. Let's see. We now will move on to our segment called
Michael,
He's circling the globe.
He'll be back
Around and
shortly.
around and around.
Oh, that's a long one.
Here he comes.
Yeah.
There, he made it back.
You okay?
Hello. Turning a little blue, though.
Oh, man. Okay, so what are we doing? Oh, we're going to find out what the movie's going to be this Friday.
Right.
We've got clues. We didn't do too well last week. We had to go all the way out to all of our clues, and somebody did get it on the last clue, I think. So, or no, nobody got it last week. That's right. I think we might stump them again this week. This is, unless you've actually seen it, you probably haven't heard of it. So we'll see. Starting out with clue number 1. Our film this week takes place primarily. I think we got some people up near this area in a suburban neighborhood of Pittsburgh, PA, during the early 1990s. Setting of our film this week's primarily in a suburban neighborhood of Pittsburgh during the early 1990s. Okay. I thought some of our PA people might know, but no. All right, we're moving on to clue number 2. Oh, you know what? I forgot to tell you all the rules. You guys know the rules. Some new people don't know the rules. So we still have to, I need to tell you the rules. You only get 1 guess per clue. There will be up to 5 clues. If you've been a winner in the last 5 weeks, you're not eligible. We have people in the bullpen that don't get to play until we call them in later in the game. And yes, you have to say your name just like in the regular program before you guess a title. Everybody gets to stay unmuted during this portion. We've got 61 people, according to my other ear listening in, says. Here we go with clue number 2. The film portrays struggles with depression and PTSD.
Displaying Sarah Jetto's avatar. 9:01 p.m. Monday, April 27th, 90.
All right. Just remember, if you've got a screen reader, please wear headphones or stay on mute. We don't want to hear all of your screen readers playing in the background there.
Yeah.
Did somebody say their name?
Displaying today's avatar. 9:01 p.m.
Okay, go ahead.
27th, 93. Zoom number sign. Reg solid call 57.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you with the screen reader going off there.
I asked, is the movie Deliver Me from Nowhere?
Deliver me from nowhere, says Tim. Well, Tim. Yeah, we're going to have to deliver you back to nowhere. Good try, Tim. Anybody else want to take a gander at this after 2 clues? You know, you're really smart if you can get it on one of the earlier clues.
Oh, yeah.
All right, moving on. Who? Was that somebody?
This is Gina.
Gina. Do I know you, Gina?
People Justice.
People Justice. Well, before I'm going to tell you the answer, Gina, you have to tell me where you're from.
California.
California, Gina. Okay.
This is Gina's first time, Michael.
Oh, okay. I got to be nice to Gina. It's your first time. So.
Yeah, you do.
No, it's okay. I'll just let Mary Alice deal with you.
We don't want to. Oh, you're that Mary Alice.
Yeah, one of the minions.
Oh, I see. Well, in that case, if you're going to claim you know Mary Alice, we will treat you like one of the family. Wait, I forgot what movie you get.
Move along. People Justice.
People Justice is so close, but not quite.
Oh.
Good try, Gina from California.
Good try, Gina.
Okay, keep going.
Who's that?
Your boss.
Another one who's new.
Okay. We have been instructed to move along. But first, we're going to take a little break and tell you a story. There
are no stories.
I have to make an announcement. I will be taking off on a little holiday break starting next week. And so I will miss you guys for the next 3 Mondays.
Oh, wow.
So enjoy this time as much as you can. All right, here we go. Clue number 3.
Michael, where are you going?
That is a secret.
Okay.
No one knows.
Okay.
Here we go. Clue number 3. 333. An unlikely couple of people decide to help out someone having a hard time fitting in.
To the seats in right center.
All right.
Are you going to get married, Michael?
Love to Mason win.
All right. I hear some background noise. I'm not sure where it's coming from. But
I thought we were allowed to be unmuted for this.
Yeah, but no background sound.
As long as you don't have background noise. I heard some other people talking.
So how come I keep getting muted? I'm not doing anything.
As long as you don't have background noise.
It's not me.
Okay, you shouldn't have any. You shouldn't be muted then. All right. Were you trying to guess a movie there? That's Joe, isn't it?
No, we're not. But I don't.
All right. Well, anybody want to take a guess? Do I need to read the clue again?
Yeah. Please.
An unlikely couple of people decide to help out someone having a hard time fitting in. All right, I can tell you guys are just really out there struggling.
Are we awake?
Your little gray matter is shifted to that side that doesn't want to participate tonight. All right, going down to clue number 4. One of the group's hangout activities involves watching. Ooh, look at this. Some of you guys have probably seen this too. Involves watching the movie, the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I think we saw that, didn't we? Didn't we watch Rocky Horror Picture Show on here one time?
No.
Anybody remember?
No.
Brad remembers, and he says no.
Brad's been around since like the second movie. All right. Anyway, the group in the film, our film we're watching tonight, they like to hang out and watch Rocky Horror Picture Show. All right. Nobody's going to even guess. Well, in that case, I might just take a break and come back in a little while. But we got to hurry. I'm over my time limit. Here we go with clue number. What am I on?
5.
5. All right. Last and final clue. One of the main characters' hobby throughout the film is writing letters. Writing letters. One of the main characters' hobby. That's an interesting hobby. Does anybody write letters anymore?
No.
It's kind of hard. You can't see, so you can type them, I suppose. Nobody's even going to venture a guess other than those brave two souls at the beginning of the game. All right. Well, in that case, we are just going to have to tell you what it is.
The bullpen?
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Bullpen. Open the gates to the bullpen.
All right, everybody. 3.
Not even any of the bullpen.
No clue.
Idea. All right. Well, it's one of those.
This is Shree.
Oh,
Speaking of bull,
Transformers.
Exactly.
Let's go to Shree out in Virginia.
Is it Dear John?
Dear John. Dear John.
That's Big John.
Dear John.
Yeah.
All right. Obviously, it's not Dear John, but that was not a very good guess. Good try, Shree. Thanks for playing. Come again.
Yeah, but if you write a letter, you might say, Dear
Hurry,
John.
Move along.
All right. We got to move on. All right. So our feature this week is, no. Hold it. There is a bonus. There's a bonus.
No.
Yeah, this bonus isn't going to help you at all either. So we're just going to skip it.
All
right. The feature is, title of the movie for this Friday is The Perks of Being a Wallflower.
Oh, I've heard of that one.
Wow.
Came out in 2012, rated PG-13. Not that long of a movie, 1 hour, 43 minutes.
Wow.
Shorter than this segment.
And it's a psychological drama.
This only seems longer.
It may bring back memories because it's one of those coming-of-age movies. Directed by Steven Chbosky, starring Logan Lerman, Emma Watson, and Ezra Miller for the top casting. Well, you guys, that's 2 in a row. We've hit you with some rather movies that aren't very well known. But I guarantee you will love this movie and will probably want to beat up your neighbor after watching it.
Oh, boy. Something to look forward to.
You will be in tears. Sorry.
Is this one based on the book?
This is based on the book by Steven Chbosky.
I read the book.
Oh, okay. You read the book. All right. So be here Friday night for some more fun. All right.
Am I going to like this movie?
We're going to turn this
Sounds
over
like it, Terry Ann.
to everyone.
Last week was a winner.
Have a good trip, Michael.
I am out of here.
Good trip, Michael.
See you guys later in the week. Hasta la vista.
All righty. This brings us to our next segment in the program, which is the iBUG Byte. And we have a guest presenter tonight. And and Randy, you can come in after we play the byte, and you'll be unmuted, and then maybe you can field the questions. But if you would go ahead and let it run, Sandhya. This is a iBUG Byte presented by Randy Builder from North Carolina. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well, this is Randy, and today we're going to be talking about filling in those online forms, like the one when applying for a government service or opening an account with a financial institution. Those and others like it will ask for our contact information, our address, and even our birth date. And the ones when signing up for a subscription, a shopping site, or rideshare service, they're also going to want our billing information, but not always our birth date. These online forms use various methods to capture the different types of information I mentioned. There are text fields where you can just type in the information or use autofill if that's been set up. There could also be radio buttons and checkboxes to make other selections, and many of them have a drop-down list to make a single selection from a list of choices. If we happen to be home or elsewhere near a computer and keyboard, it could be convenient and efficient to just fill in the form there, and that works as long as the website and the online form is accessible, but we really don't know that till we try. Even so, we may not be anywhere near a computer and keyboard, but wherever we are, we always have our iPhones usually within an arm's reach. So it does make sense to just pick it up and get it done. And there is a technique that many of you may know and some of you may find informative on how to speed up navigating those long drop-down lists. I have created a small web page just for this purpose, so let's go check it out. I've opened up my short demo page, which is
Randy's Pickin' and Flickin' demo page.
And we're going to focus solely on the 4 drop-down lists which are on this page, and they are
1. January, pop-up button.
This has 12 entries for the months of the year.
Day 1, pop-up button.
This has 30 entries depending on the month itself.
Year 2026, pop-up button.
This list starts at 2026 and goes all the way back to 1930, so there are about 100 entries, 96 to be exact. And
State, Alabama, pop-up button.
This list has 50 entries, which may change if we acquire 1 or 2 others. I'm going to put the spotlight on the years list since it has many more entries than any of the others, and the method in navigating this list applies to a list of any size. I'm going to open the years list with a single finger double tap and start navigating down the list by flicking to the right.
Year 2026, pop 2020, 2024, 2023, 2022.
Let's pause here. Assume I'm filling out a form that requires my birthday, including my birth year. Well, my birth year is near mid-century of the 1900s, and that's a lot of flicking. By the time I flick my way down through to the early 90s, my finger will be getting numb, and I still have decades to go. Instead, I'm going to perform a 3-finger swipe up, which will move me down this list at a page at a time rather than 1 at a time that a single flick does. As I swipe up with 3 fingers, listen to what VoiceOver says and what sounds you may be hearing coming from the iPhone itself. I'm going to perform this gesture 6 times and see where I land. Here we go.
Page 2 of 8. Page 3 of 8. Page 4 of 8. Page 5 of 8. Page 6 of 8. 1963 button.
That's good enough for me. I'll take it. Conversely, a 3-finger swipe down will move us towards the top of the list a page at a time. This time, I'll start back at 1963, perform the gesture 3 times, and see where I land.
1963 button. Page 5 of 8. Page 4 of 8. Page 3 of 8. 2003 button.
And that's where I landed. And this is how it worked with the rest of the list. The months having 12 entries would have had 2 pages. The days in the month had 30 entries, might have had 3 pages. And the 50 states list might have had maybe 4 pages. And what happens in really long lists like the years list, which went from 2026 to 1930, they have more pages and at some point they have more entries within the page. While I was navigating the years list with the 3-finger swipe up and swipe down gestures, you heard VoiceOver announce what page I had landed on out of how many total pages, which is 8. And you also heard that weird squeaky VoiceOver sound that alerted you I was navigating by pages. What you heard might have sounded familiar, because when you're navigating long emails, documents, websites, and other content, that's exactly what you hear. And when I discovered a long time ago that I can use these same 3-finger gestures to navigate long lists, I thought it was cool. And I hope you found this useful. Thank you.
Okay, if you would like to come off mute, Randy, I assume you're available, Randy. Randy will field questions on the byte.
This is Jody.
Yeah, Jody.
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, Randy. That's really cool.
I agree. Thank you, Jody. Who else?
This is Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah.
Randy, I agree. That was a really good job you did, by the way. So I appreciate that. How do you navigate to those different areas, like months, years? How do you get to those different areas like that?
All right. So I created like a simple web page. Typically, these will be 3 different drop down boxes. So in the demo, you just heard me flicking from one of the drop down box from the month to the day, from the day to the year, and the day, and from the year to the state. Those were all individual drop down boxes, and that's just how I created the web page. But typically, when you're filling out a form online, you might only have one drop down box, maybe the year, like as I was saying, when you need to enter in your birth, the year is part of your birthday. And, sometimes you'll be selecting the state, if you're filling out where they want your address and that kind of thing. I just created a combination of common types of drop down boxes that you might see on a form, but not necessarily all at once.
This is Sandhya.
Yes, Sandhya.
As somebody from Texas, I really appreciate that demo. Can't tell you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
T being toward the end of the alphabet, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
In
Randy
Arizona,
Randy created that demo web page that just for the purposes of this demo, and he created those drop down menus, the days and the months and the years, just for this purposes of doing this demo. That was pretty cool too. This is what, Sarah, you will encounter when you're like in a website and you're filling out a form, to register for something like that, and they ask for your birth date or your state, like Sandhya said, that kind of a thing. That'll be in the website when you're filling it out. This is just a technique on how to navigate down through a long list instead of flicking to the right 100 times or 96 times and dropping your finger off when you're done.
This is Carrie.
I'm sorry, who was that?
2 of us, I think.
Cherry, go ahead.
And there was somebody else too.
Okay.
So I think I'd forgotten about this where you do the flick the 3 fingers up or down, but I think that I have also done this using flicking 3 fingers to the left or to the right. Am I imagining that, or I thought that was sometimes an option with these kinds of, with these kinds of menus?
Randy.
Yeah.
It's possible that might work, but I know for sure this method works. I have not tried that method. It might work in certain situations. It just really depends. It doesn't hurt worth to try.
Okay, thanks. But yeah, great job, by the way.
Thank you.
This is Mary.
Yes, Mary, go ahead.
I didn't quite hear what Terry said, first of all, and I have a comment too.
You mean Terry's question?
Yeah, or what she said.
She said a lot. She asked if you could perform the same gesture, if you could perform a 3-finger swipe to the left or right and be able to navigate through lists just the way Randy did by swiping up or down with 3 fingers. And Randy was not aware of such a method. That may have been way back in the day. And I don't think, other than switching from one page to the next on your home screens on your phone, I don't know that a 3-finger swipe right or left would do much for you. So what was your question, Mary?
Well, thank you. Excuse me. Just a comment. First, thank you, Randy, for that bite. And also, some of the drop-down choices I've press the first letter, and it took you to the some of the choices or ones that were closer to.
Randy.
Go, Randy.
Yes, I know that's available. Sometimes that option is available, and lots of times you type the first letter, and it will take you to the first. Get the word. Take you to the first that matches that letter, but this by focus specifically when you're just using your iPhone without a virtual keyboard or another keyboard paired to the iPhone, just using touch your gestures.
Oh, thank you. And this is Mary. Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mary. Who else?
This is Jody.
Yeah, Jody.
Yeah, also switching from like the month to the day to the year. I think you swipe right to go from one list to the next list to the next list. I think Sarah was wondering about that.
Randy.
Yeah, Randy.
Once again, it just depends on how that portion of the web page was developed. Mine they weren't linked together like maybe you're talking about. They are individual drop down lists,
okay.
just arranged in that order: month, day, year.
This is Jody.
Sarah.
How did you move from?
Sorry.
Go ahead, Jody.
How did you move from one to the other? Just explore the screen.
I just flick to the right. One to get to the next one. That's just how the web page would develop. I could just flick to the one item to the next one by flicking right.
Right. Remember, Randy developed that demo
right.
page.
That's the way they generally work. This is Jody. This is the way they generally work.
Okay. Sarah, you were up?
Yeah. Thanks, Randy. That was super clear. Really well done. I was just going to say some of these things are really painful, and obviously your website is very good because very
Too bad
often
it doesn't take you anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not signing up for anything, which is really nice. But a lot of times when you put your birth date in, I have found on certain websites, it says, oh, you have to put your birthday in. Submit, and it won't take it. I don't know if you guys have that issue.
Oh, yeah.
And then finally it takes it after, 3 hours of frustration. And then you have to put, after going, mid-century in the 1900s. And then you have to go, and then you get to the state and you're like, oh, Vermont. So
that beats Texas.
I know. I Trump Sanja. Okay. So that's my only comment. Thanks a lot for your demo.
All right.
You're welcome.
Who else has a question for Randy? All right. Well, Randy, good job on that demo. And folks, Randy heard our appeal several weeks ago. If anybody would like to do an iBUG byte demonstration or recording, then there are ways for you to do it. And if you're interested in that, I would encourage you to send an email to ibugtoday@gmail.com, and we can hook you up. But good job, Randy. Well done. Thank you very much, by the way, because he saved me from having to do one. So good job, Randy. All right. So that concludes our iBUG Byte segment. We've got plenty of time in the second hour left for questions. Who would like to start us off with a fresh question?
This is Sri.
Hey, Sri.
Can I just ask Randy something else about this, but on a different side?
No, I already closed out that segment, so sorry. No, go right ahead. I'm kidding.
I was wondering, Randy, did you build this on your iPhone, or did you use the computer to build the website?
I did it on my iPhone with a little help from technology.
Well, this is Sri.
Yeah.
Is this something that you could is this like a byte segment? Like, did it take you very long to do it, or is it a complicated?
The only thing that's complicated is just getting it the way you want to get it. I mean, once you have the idea in mind, you kind of keep at it until it gets what you want.
Okay.
And I think it involved the use of an AI app, so I'm not sure it would fit a byte.
Well, This is Sri.
Yes.
I would love it if you did like a workshop showing us how you did that, because this is pretty nice.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, Sri.
All right. Good idea, Sri.
This is
Putting
Marty.
Randy to work.
Yep.
Yeah. Who's that? Marty?
Marty, yeah.
Go, Marty.
Are we having an iToys segment tonight?
This is the fourth week of the month, and yes, we are, but we're not quite. Are we at the bottom of the hour? We are there now. Thank you, Marty. You are my alarm clock. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, reminder from Marty, Herbie, we are at the iToys segment, the fourth week of the month, introducing, ladies and gentlemen, on our stage tonight, Mr. Herbie Allen.
Thank you. And Pete, since you're getting out of these iBytes segments, I think we're going to nominate you for iToys next month. So,
all right.
Think of something. All right. He's been given homework. Okay. And first of all, I will say that if anybody has anything for iToys they'd like to submit, you're off the hook next month because I've given, got to make sure Pete does work. But, for future months, definitely send an email to ibugtoday@gmail.com and we'll get you hooked up. Okay, so I don't know if this iBug Bytes will be as exciting as some of the others, but Apple TV, not the app that we'll be talking about on the cafe, but the box itself. This is something that has always intrigued me because I've always heard talk about it. I actually don't have an Apple TV box for the simple fact that I don't have one of the requirements, an actual TV, and no intention to getting one. But, it occurred to me we've never actually talked. There might be other people that might have never seen an Apple TV. So I'm going to do my best to describe one, and then I know there's quite a number of you out there that actually do own them, so you'll be able to fill in the gaps. But from what I understand, it's a tiny little box that hooks up to your TV via the HDMI port. And there are two different models. There is, it's now the Apple TV third generation 4K, to be precise. Comes with the Dolby Vision and Dolby Atmos, and there was a few other specs that it came with a 4K, of course, and stuff like that. Some of the vision features are dependent on your equipment. The 64 gig model is $129, and the 128 gig, though, for just $20 more, is, you guessed it, $149, and it has the advantage of coming with Ethernet. And that can be a really good thing because Ethernet will give you much better speed than the Wi-Fi is able to. It also has support for Bluetooth. And the idea is, of course, it'll work with things like the Apple TV app. It'll work with some third-party ones, too. Some of the apps mentioned are Disney Plus and Hulu. It'll have support for some live channels for it. And YouTube TV and YouTube itself. And you control it with a Siri remote, which comes with the Apple TV. And that is a little, I guess you can either use a touch screen or it can be voice activated, and you can use your iPhone to find it. And how would you use your iPhone to find it? Well, if I'm not mistaken, it might appear in your Find My app. And, I know somebody that demoed that app very recently in a Saturday workshop. Not naming names, but, Anyway, so it does look like, as with many Apple products now, the cords are sold separately. So that's something to take note of if you were to purchase one of these. And you do need either an Apple TV or something that would be HDMI compatible. And with that, first of all, I want to ask for the any Apple TV owners out there, do you think there's anything vital I'm missing? And I'd love to hear also your guys' description of what the actual box looks like. And I'll tell you real quickly before we get to open it. When I first started the Apple TV back when it came out, I thought it was an actual TV that would have touchscreen capabilities, and that turned out to be what an Echo Show looks like, but that's a whole nother discussion. Okay, so let's go ahead and open it up and see what we got.
This is John.
All right, John, then Marty.
I have to say I love my Apple TV. Just there's so many things to go into it, but just the versatility using your iPhone as a remote and the AirPlay and Bluetooth and all of that. It's such a versatile device. But for no other reason, if you don't want to drain the battery on your iDevice, then you can enjoy your media through a power connection.
All right, very good. Now the power connection, is that through is that powered through your TV or do you plug it into the wall? I was a bit confused on that.
This is John.
Yep.
Yeah, it's through an AC electrical outlet.
Okay. I was a bit unclear on that. It said something about, I'm using the Apple Store app to get these descriptions, and I could have found some better sources. All right, go ahead, Marty.
So a couple things. Can you, for example, if I decided to get this and replace my cable box, could I get like ESPN or MLB? In other words, in the cable box, like I press 403 for ESPN. If I could, how would I access these channels like ESPN or MLB? And when you say Ethernet, does that mean it still connects to the Wi-Fi router, right? Just like any other device would? Or is there a separate little device that you plug in to your router for the Ethernet? Or you can explain that?
So let's go. Let's start with the Ethernet one first, because so we'll start with the Ethernet. So Ethernet, first of all, for those of you that don't know what an Ethernet cord looks like, it as I described it to an ex-girlfriend of mine once, the phone line looking cord. If you know what a phone line looks like. Yeah. Yes. So it has it looks like the old-fashioned, well, I guess they're still in use today, phone jacks where the port is a hole and the cord has the clip on both ends, and Ethernet plugs. I've seen them on some really thin wires nowadays too, and they used to be a lot more thicker cables, so they look like little phone jacks. The one end would plug into your Wi-Fi router. The other end would plug into the Ethernet port on the back. I believe it works like the Mac, where it uses both Wi-Fi and Ethernet. And why it does that is there's some things that are Wi-Fi specific. I think it's primarily like location data and whatnot.
So this is Marty. Is it specifically an RJ45 jack, if I remember the number?
I don't know. I just type in Ethernet cord on Amazon, and yeah. All right.
Okay, thanks.
I did not. Yeah, it's a standard Ethernet cord, RJ45. You learn something new every day, don't you? And anyway, so hold on. Before we get to more questions, to answer your first question, you would install the various apps on the Apple TV. So, like, you would install if there's an ESPN app, and same with MLB. And whatnot. So I believe that is what you do to access third-party content like that. Okay, Ed.
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were finished. So do I need a smart TV for that? No. Do I need any TV for that?
You need a TV. I've heard that some people have been able can do things like if they have a stereo that is HDMI capable. I cannot say, like if you're wanting visual aspects of it, then obviously you will want a TV.
Yeah.
And whether a smart TV or a regular TV will affect that. Obviously, like if you want really good vision, I would make sure your TV is at least a 4K TV. But I do not believe the TV itself has to be a smart TV. I believe it's just any old TV that has an HDMI port.
This is John.
Yes, John.
So my TV is a dumb TV. It just needs an HDMI port, but You may not even need a TV either, because the workaround could be you can set up a Bluetooth accessory, like let's say a Bluetooth speaker, and then that could be your workaround for not using a TV. Because I've been able to connect peripherals to it, like AirPods or Apple Magic Keyboard, etc. So as long as it's paired, then theoretically you should be able to do audio only if that's your preference.
Yep. And keep in mind, you'd want to use, like, if you're an audiophile like me, you're going to be much happier with AirPods than a speaker, because then you'll get Dolby Atmos, which is full surround sound, with a lot of content, not everything. YouTube, for instance, does not have Dolby Atmos support. But
This is Jody.
Yes, Jody.
Why would you do that as opposed to just using the Apple TV app if you're just going to listen?
So this is Herbie. That is a great question. John's reasoning is the only reason I can honestly think of is the one that John mentioned, is that you want an AC option to be able to watch and listen to your device. The other reason I can think of, though, is you would have the advantage of, with the 128 model, the fact that it's Ethernet capable. So if you don't have a computer, and you don't want to necessarily, like, your Wi-Fi maybe not be the greatest around the house, you could plug in your box directly into the router, and then you'd have a hardwired option. So those are the advantages I can think of.
This is Sri.
Yep.
So I have mine set up as a theater room as my, AKA cable box instead. And obviously, you can connect it to your home theater system, so you can enjoy not only just,
right,
for those who can see it, but you can also listen to it in a much more in a theater environment.
Right.
You can't do that with the phone.
No, well, we were talking about more like if you didn't have a TV or whatever, would there still be an advantage to an Apple TV? But yeah, I
think you can connect because your phone does support HDMI. So if you want to connect it to your phone, you could do that with the Apple TV.
Okay, interesting. The other thing, and another thing is you do get so you should try this, Sri, and see what the experience is like. Have you ever done the FaceTime in your theater room? Because it has FaceTime support too. So
this is Sri.
Yep.
I've done like a group workout FaceTime with the Apple TV.
Okay, so there you go. So, if I was sighted, I probably would be trying some interesting things. Like, could I get the images of the other people like big enough to where they'd seem like holograms or whatever? But
this is Sri.
Yep.
Your Apple TV is also a hub. So if you have supported device that support Apple, that acts as a hub.
Yep.
And so that's a big benefit too. So your Apple TV can act as an alarm system in your house.
Yep. But I do, from what I read about that, this is I got a bit mixed up, clueless on that when reading the Apple description. But if I do understand correctly, that is only compatible with Apple HomeKit devices. Is that correct?
That's correct. But now there's a group that works with universally, like you can have that supports Amazon, Alexa, and Apple. So those devices.
So I guess you no longer have to ask what's the matter. Okay. Matter is the name for Apple's home compatibility, and anyway, okay. So before we get back to you, Ed, Ed, did that answer your question? First of all, yeah. So, do we have any? Let's before we go to repeats, do we have any new people with questions?
Robert.
It's Robert. Okay, Robert. Okay, Arizona Robert, then College Station Robert.
Oh, okay. I will also mention, because I have the Apple TV box hooked to a big screen TV. So if any of my grandchildren are over, they can watch and play with it. But I will point out that it's voiceover compatible. It pairs with your AirPods very nicely, and it's great when you use voiceover to search the guides to find what you want, whether it's a movie or a show. I've got Disney Plus, Hulu. I get the local channels and that. and I can call up and see what's on the different feeds at the different times so that I know what I want, or I can go and pick the movies and VoiceOver will describe what is showing up on the screen so I don't have to try to read the times or that. It works very nicely.
So that could be an interesting thing. Shri, I don't know what you or anybody else thinks, but I wonder at some point if somebody could ever do a demo of the Apple TV box itself and what that's like. What
This is Shri.
It's like. Yep.
We've done a cafe segment on it.
Okay. Okay. We've done so many cafes. I don't even remember what I demoed. I vaguely remember Audible somewhere a long time ago.
I did one on the Apple TV some time ago.
Okay. All right, that's cool. All right, other Robert.
You all covered it. I was going to say that Apple TV is fully VoiceOver compatible, and I wasn't sure whether that had been mentioned.
I forgot to mention that too because yeah. All right, so both Roberts are thinking alike here. Very good, very good, very good. All right,
Dawn from Houston.
Yes, Dawn from Houston.
I was trying to get an understanding. So is the Apple TV, is it an actual TV or is it a device or is it a cord?
It is a device that is designed to hook up to a TV. But Apple calls it Apple TV. They call the box Apple TV. And then there's the Apple TV app, which is, what we have on our Apple devices, which lets us use the other Apple devices to watch TV. But if you want to, its primary function is to hook up to an actual TV. So you can watch content through the box that's primarily Apple related and others, but through your actual TV. So that's its primary function.
Okay.
All right.
This is Sarah.
All right. Did I hear two Sarahs or just one?
You just heard it.
Okay.
One Sarah and somebody else, I think.
Ed was the other one.
Oh, Ed was the other one. All right. We'll get to repeats in just a second. So, Sarah, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, I was just going to say that I've had an Apple TV since 2020. And I was just going to clarify. Yeah, I used to think, this is for Dawn. I used to think that an Apple TV was an actual TV, but like you were saying,
so
Herbie, and this box, you could actually hold the box in your hand. I mean, it's not that big.
Yeah, it sounds
right?
like it's just a tiny little thing.
It's not that big. I mean, it's kind of thick, but you can hold it in your hand.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that big. So yeah, it's not a TV. I know that's confusing. I used to think that too.
Well, if you want to
like
impress your friends, you should say, "Hey, come over to my house and watch me hold a TV in the palm of my hand." Oh, that's false advertising right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to Ed. Go ahead.
The remote that comes with it is also not only is it a touch screen, but it's also you can click a button too. I mean, it's got buttons on there, and then it's like you can click buttons too. So that's not, and you can change the gestures. You can change the settings to where if you want to only be able to click the button, or if you want to be able to use it as a touch screen too. The only problem that I've discovered if I try to put it on click only, which I like that because sometimes if you reach up there and touch the button, it can move you and you don't mean to. But you can't close down your apps, I don't think, if you don't have touch screen enabled. Touch gesture enabled.
So you can't, there's no button equivalent to the app switcher or anything?
No, you have to hit the home button, I think there's twice, but then you have to close down the app. You go up to there's like a round button, big round button up at the top, and you have to swipe up with one finger, and it'll say closing Netflix, or closing this, kind of like it is
on the iPhone. Yep.
For us, yeah. But if you have the touch gesture turned off, I think it won't let you do that. So that's the only bad part about that. But yeah, that's another thing I've noticed. And also, have you guys ever done a demonstration on? If not, I think that would be a good idea. Because John talked about doing it. I've never used my phone as a remote control. I've seen that, but I've never used it that way. So I have no idea how to do that.
We have to be careful because some people might have chips in them and the phones might control the... no. All right, John, first of all, probably has a solution to your clicking gesture.
So it's going to vary depending on remote. I still have the original remote where you have the volume rocker, and above the volume rocker, there's the power button. If you quickly press the power button twice, it'll bring up VoiceOver will say app switcher, and then you do your typical VoiceOver gestures, like it'll bring up the app. So you move your focus to the desired app, and then you you rotate to actions, and then one finger flick up or down to activate or close app.
All right, very good.
This is Sri.
All right, hold on. Before we get to, is the totally new thing or is this related?
It's just about the remote.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say, out of all the remotes, the latest one is probably the most accessible from a user. Someone who's completely blind using the remote, it's the most. It's much more accurate than the other remotes, and I find it much more easier to use.
All right. Now, is the remote Wi-Fi enabled, or is it like the old TV remotes where you have to point it at the TV?
It's Bluetooth.
Bluetooth. Okay. All right. Very good.
This is Sarah.
Yes,
Herbie, we've got about 3 minutes.
Okay. Sheree, how long ago did the last remote come out? I have one of the latest ones, I think. But when did the last one come out?
I'm going to interrupt here and say that can easily be probably ascertained by asking ChatGPT. Let's see if we can get into questions that AI can't answer at the moment. So sorry about that, Sarah. Okay, Ed, I know you had a burning question real quick.
I just wanted to know if the remote had push button numbers on it. Like, does it have a number pad or is it virtual or, so when you get these channels that have 4 digits, you don't have to go through a list. Rather, you can just push the button.
Go ahead, Sri.
There is no physical numbers on the keyboard. I mean, on the remote. As soon as you invoke the remote, if you do have a phone next to you, you're going to get a notification to use your phone instead. If you're going to type, like I use my phone to enter any information, and so the remote, because the virtual keyboard on the screen it's somewhat tedious to use. So the remote is very basic. It's only got a volume up, a volume down, a back button, and a home button, and a mute button, and the click pad.
So
just like a Fire Stick, then.
So real quick, Sri, then, do you do actual channel numbers on an Apple TV, or is it more like how I thought, like you kind of access different apps?
Well, once you're in the apps, and depending on the show, like we have YouTube TV that has, you can scroll down the channels.
That'll have channel numbers. Yeah, that one. Okay. So it depends on the app and how that would affect things. But I think I would also consider pairing a Bluetooth keyboard to it as well, and then you'd have definitely full functionality that way.
Too.
So.
All right, let's wrap it up, Herb.
Yep. Thank you, everybody. And just a reminder, you can submit something to iToys if there's something you'd like me to cover. Definitely let me know as well. All right.
Great.
Go ahead.
Good job, Herbie. Thanks very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the iBUG Buzz for tonight, April 27th. Just a review of what's coming up this week on the calendar. Tomorrow from 5 to 6, iBUG Mini Buzz. Talk about those smart glasses and other home kit items. From 7 until 8:30 tomorrow night will be Mac and Talk. Any and all questions about a Mac. We're off on Wednesday and Thursday. Then Friday, the Friday night movie will be The Perks of Being a Wallflower. And pre-movie activities start at 7 Central with Name That Tune, Bad Jokes, and Argle Bargle. And the movie will be followed by an open discussion and trivia buzz. And then Saturday night from 7 until 9 will be the iBUG Unplugged. And the topic for the chat on Saturday night will be embarrassing moments. So I'm sure we will all have plenty to say on that. So be there, be square, and we'll be back here again next Monday night. So with that, thanks again, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to turn this over to, we could stop the recording.